I accept the summer's 2014 Birdhouse Challenge, brought to you exclusively from Brad's workshop. The project will be constructed from two pieces of reclaimed paneling, the one on the left walnut, the one on the right a piece of pine paneling, both about 8 inches wide. I will trim them to the project width as specified in Woodturner Pro, the program that I use to design my segmented vessels. And the off-fall from these two pieces will be used for future projects. With the two pieces of stock trimmed to the required width and planed to the consistent thickness as required for the plan, preparation will begin to set up the segment cutting sled and the apparatus designed and used specifically for cutting segments for segmented vessels. The setup that I will use for this specific project is I will use a modified Dubby sled with an MDF piece on the left side to catch the off-fall when the segments are cut. With the sled set up and test pieces cut, fit together, adjustments made, it's time to begin cutting the segments for the actual project. The first cut in the process will be the 12 segmented pieces that make up the roof of the. With the remainder of the pieces cut, and there are 4 in total, it's time to flatten each piece so that when they're glued together there will be a good tight joint. And I'm going to show you how I do this on my shop-made sander that I made specifically for flattening segmented rings. It's time to begin the turning process. The body of the birdhouse is affixed to a glue block and mounted on the lathe, and I begin the shaping of the body. Next, the base is turned, flattened, and a mortise turned into the base, which the body of the birdhouse will set into. The next thing I do is mount the roof of the birdhouse on the lathe and begin shaping it to a round conical cylinder. A hole is drilled in the base to allow water to escape should any get in the birdhouse, and then the bottom of the base is turned to its final configuration, sanded and prepared for finish. This is the base of the birdhouse with the mounting ring affixed so that the roof of the birdhouse can be joined to the base. And I'm making preparations to wood burn the Summers logo into the base of the birdhouse. With the logo on the birdhouse as required by the rules of the contest, it's time to mate up the base and the body of the birdhouse to make sure we have a good fit, and to bore the 4 holes that will allow the brass pins to attach the base to the body of the birdhouse. Once the holes are bored that allow you to attach the base to the body of the birdhouse and the pins are made, then it's time to move on to boring the 1 1/8 hole 1 inch down from the top of the body of the birdhouse, which is required to make a home for the wrens. Once the hole is bored for entry into the birdhouse, the top is glued to the base and a coat of walnut oil placed on the roof, and it's buffed. And if you'll notice, the birdhouse is hanging by a hanger that I turned on the lathe. So the entire birdhouse, except for the brass pins that hold the bottom on, is made out of wood. Everything is given another coat of walnut oil on the exterior of the birdhouse. The interior was left unfinished. The bottom is attached to the roof and the body of the birdhouse, and it's now complete. The wren house is now ready to be entered in the summer's 2014 Birdhouse Challenge, and then it will rest in the basement during the winter, awaiting the return of Jenny Wren. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.